Who doesn't love saving some money? Hey guys, I am hitting you again with the bare face intro because I'm gonna be trying out a bunch of different products in this video from the company Shop Miss A. So this is gonna be kind of like a get ready with me slash first impressions, and I've been wanting to try out products from this brand for a while now because if you're not familiar with Shop Miss A, they are a company that sells all $1 products, which is completely insane, and I can't help but feel like, where were you when I was in college, because I could have used some $1 makeup products. But yeah, everything is $1, and I do mean everything from foundation, concealer, makeup brushes, all different kinds of things, and I am going to be sharing a little bit of everything in this video. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to try out is this AOA Studio Wonder Skin Mattifying Primer. And it actually kind of comes out a little bit like a lotion. It kind of smells like hotel toiletry lotion. Okay, so I let the primer sit on my skin for a couple of minutes now, and honestly I can't really see much of a mattifying effect with this, so it might be more targeted towards oil control. Like, I think of the Corrector mattifying primer. I had that one a long time ago and it was very similar to this in texture, but it wasn't so much about creating like a matte finish as it was supposed to help with oil control throughout the day. So I don't know about this. What I do like is that it's lightweight, and it definitely did help smooth out the surface of my skin. The next thing I'm gonna go in with is this green corrector. It's their UHD concealer in the shade green, and I'm gonna go ahead and just go in on the areas where I have any redness in my skin, especially like my nose and chin area, and see how this guy works. And it does have a nice little brush tip applicator. Wow, this is super, super pigmented. And then to blend this in, I'm gonna be going in with their Wonder Blender, which I went ahead and just took out of the package, and I've already wet it to get it nice and squishy. Obviously, this is supposed to be like a dupe for the Beauty Blender, which actually looks very, very close to the original Beauty Blender, and it does feel very similar to it as well. It does feel a lot closer to the Beauty Blender than any other knockoff I've honestly tried, like the ones from e.l.f. or the ones from Pure Cosmetics, which I've tried both of those, and they were very kind of like stiff feeling. This one feels a lot more flexible, which is really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in and blend this corrector out. Obviously, a little goes a very long way, so I put way, way, way too much on my face. This is definitely a little bit harder to blend out because it's a very thick formula, so it's really not forgiving on time. And obviously I just used a lot, like way too much, but I'm just gonna make it work. Okay, so this is as blended out as I think I'm gonna get it, unfortunately. You can really see it on my skin, but foundation is gonna go over top of it. Yeah, I actually really like this. It is very thick, it's super, super pigmented, so I'd recommend using a little bit at a time rather than going crazy like I did and just spreading it all over your face, because it does have a very fast dry time. It's definitely the most high coverage green corrector I've ever tried. The next thing I'm gonna go into is correcting my under eye area, and this is with their AOA Studio Wonder Cover HD Concealer in the shade Peach. I'm not sure if this is a corrector or just like a peachy toned concealer, but I'm gonna be using it to correct my under eye circles. And it does have a little doe foot applicator, so now I'm gonna go in on my under eyes. Obviously, pigmentation is not a problem so far, which is really, really nice. Wow, this is really, really good. I'm very, very shocked right now. I really didn't know what to expect, and I was kind of scared because these products are at a cheaper price point that they would be very drying on my skin, but they're not. I mean, they're not as hydrating as like a high-end formula. I don't think that they make me look over powdery or look too thick on the skin or anything like that. This worked so well on my under eyes to help cancel out any under eye circles or blue tones or purple tones. This did a really, really good job. It's very, very full coverage. Again, just like this guy, there's a very short window to blend it out, but the pigmentation and coverage is really, really nice on this. Okay, so now I'm a little less scared going into the foundation, which I think I was the most nervous about, but after trying the correctors out, hopefully these aren't gonna be too bad. This is the Santee Aqua Stylish Silky Milk Foundation with SPF 20, and it's also oil-free. I did get 2 different shades because they didn't have any testers in stores, so I wasn't sure which color I was gonna be, but I went with the number 6 and the number 9. So I would say number 6 is definitely more of a deep, warm, golden undertone, where number 9 still has gold tones to it, but it's a little bit more beigey as well. And I'm just gonna mix these together. Now these feel super, super thick. Like probably the thickest foundation I've ever tried by far, even thicker than the Revlon Whipped Foundation. This feels very, very thick. Let's see what happens. I'm just gonna dot it on my skin. I can tell pretty quickly, and I'm sure you guys can tell too, that this has a very distinct orange tone to it. Oh well, we're in it this far, we gotta go all the way. Okay, so I'm just gonna stop there with the foundation. Now obviously the shades I chose I think were too dark for me probably, but I wasn't as crazy about the fact that they have a pretty obvious orange tone to them. It looks very thick, I'm not gonna lie, it does look pretty obvious on my skin, and I would say even though it's oil free, I feel like it does make my skin look a little bit greasy. It doesn't feel greasy by any means, but I do feel like I look a little oily. And also I can still see that green corrector even through the foundation. Next I'm going to be going in with the concealer. This is the AOA Studio Wonder Cover concealer. Again, this is the same kind that I used as the corrector, but instead of the shade Peach, I'm going to be going in with the color Classic Ivory. And I think I'm just going to blend one eye out at a time, just since these formulas dry out so fast. And don't worry about seeing this little bit of blue, that's from the green corrector, but the side just has foundation on it. Wow. I am so surprised right now. This is not bad at all. Like, this is really, really good. Now I can tell, like as I'm applying it, that this formula is a little less moisturizing than say like more high-end concealers, even ones that are really thick like or full coverage. For instance, the NARS Creamy Concealer, it does have similar coverage to this, but you can feel there's a little bit of moisture in there. This one doesn't really feel like that. It is a little bit more drying feeling as you're applying it. Like it doesn't glide as nicely on your skin as a high-end concealer, but the coverage is so amazing on this, and I feel like it's blending out pretty nicely as well. This is so crazy how good this is. Like, what? Very, very happy with the concealer. So before I set everything with powder, I'm next gonna go in with the AOA Wonder Cover HD Concealer again, but this one is in their highlighting shade. So I'm just gonna go in on this, and it kind of just looks like a white tube of paint. And I'm just going, oh yeah, it is literally paint. I don't know what this is for. Probably should have done my, oh no, it's like, yeah, no. It is like a highlighter. Okay. Just need to have a little bit of faith and patience. So this definitely is very stark when you first apply it. But as you blend it out, it kind of shears out to this pearly, obviously very white-based highlighter. So this is a lot more cool tone. It doesn't have any like heavy shimmer or chunky glitter in it, which I really like. It just gives a really beautiful kind of pearly sheen to the skin. very flattering. So I was unable to find any powders there when I went, so I'm just going to be setting everything with my regular powders. I have my Laura Mercier for my under eyes, and then my MAC Mineral Skin Finish in the shade Medium Plus. So I'm going to go ahead and just set those areas. The next thing I'm going to go in with is a blush, and I saw this one and I did notice that it was broken. The little like plastic thing had come off, but I like the color of this one more so than the others. And this is the Amuse Cosmetics Blush Duo. And here are the shades. I just really like them because they're more like muted rosy tones. You have more of this like peachy rose color here, and then more of this kind of Melba MAC type of color on this side. And I'm just gonna go ahead and mix the colors up. I actually really like the blush. I think it's really pretty. It's not the smoothest formula in the world, but I do really like the color. Next, I'm going to be going in to my brows, and for that I'm going to be using this Clean Color Brow Pomade, and I can't see the shade number on it anywhere. Oh yes, Deep Brown, duh. It's right there on the front. So yeah, I'm going to be using the color Deep Brown, and it looks like this. Okay. Whoop. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like this one at all. I feel like it's very chunky and very high maintenance. First of all, I'm not a big brow pomade person to begin with. The only brow pomade I really like is Benefit Ka-Brow, but I was kind of hoping that I was gonna like this, but I feel like it just looks very unflattering on my eyebrows. Like it's kind of chunky, it's a little bit thick and waxy, and I kind of feel like no matter how much I'm trying to spread it out on my brow, it just looks, I don't know, just really thick and not flattering at all. So I'm not a fan of the brow pomade. So two of the things that I am super excited to try out are their makeup brushes. And I only got two, but they had a ton. They had like foundation and blush brushes and all different kinds of face brushes. But I decided to stick with two eye brushes, and these were $1. And I mean, how nice does the quality look on these? They honestly look very similar to the Sigma makeup brushes. And I got the AOA High Def brush. It's the E104. There we go. And then the other one is the E123, which is like a really flat, really firm shader brush. So for my crease, I'm going to go in with the High Def brush, and I'm just going to add a kind of light matte warm brown to my crease. Like, I feel like this is something that would work really well with cream highlighters. Like if you wanted to get a really precise application, this would be really good for a cream product, but I feel like with powders, this doesn't pick up a lot or as much as I would like it to, but it is super soft. For my lids, I'm going to be using the E123 brush, and then I'm also going to be using the 111 Pearl Powder. Okay, so this is probably not the best brush for pigment. Just like this guy, I feel like it's probably better for more liquid or creamy type of products. This would be excellent because it does have more of that synthetic bristle, but it's not really doing the best for applying the pigment, so I'm just gonna go in with this little Sonia Kashuk one. It's kind of like my Sure Bet pigment eyeshadow brush. I I will say that I do think it's really pretty. It does have a really nice pearly finish. This isn't anything that's shimmery or glittery or metallic in finish. So if you like that super reflective look like I do, I feel like you'll probably be a little bit disappointed in this since it is a little bit more of a muted kind of sheen. But it does come out more of like a peachy pink kind of color. The next thing is their liquid liner. And they had so many different $1 liquid liners, but I went for the gold packaging one because why not? And this is the Amuse Cosmetics liquid liner. And it just comes out with a little tiny brush tip applicator. Now I haven't done winged liner in a while now. I've just been wearing lashes recently, so I'm a little bit rusty on my winged liner skills, but let's give it a try. All right, not terrible, not terrible. I'm going to that dark place with my liner where you're trying to make one side match the other and it just gets thicker and thicker and thicker, so I'm just gonna stop while I'm ahead. I actually really like this eyeliner. I think it's really dark. It's super smooth. It just feels like a really liquidy paint. As you're applying it, it doesn't feel thick or anything like that. It doesn't drag along my eye at all. But the only thing I'm not as crazy about with this is that it's very messy. You are actually dipping this teeny little brush into a big jar of liquid, so this can spill over really quickly. Also too, it does tend to kind of drip down the little wand as you're using it, or the brush, which can obviously get a little messy and cause it to get all over your fingers and hands. So before I finish up with lips, I'm gonna go ahead and try on these eyelashes. These are the AOA Scarlet Black eyelashes. They look very close to the Ardell Demi Wispies. Okay, so these are the lashes applied, and I actually really like them. They're not my favorite in the world. I do prefer the Demi Wispies over these, even though I would say that these actually look thicker on my eye than the Demi Wispies, and they do have a very similar shape. It's just that I feel like these look a little bit choppy. Like they don't look as smooth or kind of natural in terms of the way they flare out. It's a little bit more of like an abrupt kind of choppy look, but I feel like these would look really good for like a nighttime look or a dramatic eye, because they do add a lot of fullness to the lash. And for lips, I actually did get two different lip liners. I'm only going to use one, but these are both the AOA Studio lip liners. I got the shade Muse, which is a beautiful fiery orange kind of poppy red color. And then the one I'm going to be using in this video is the shade Tease, and this is more of a warm purpley mauve color. And then next I'm going in with the Clean Color Madly Matte Lip Gloss in 1603. A matte lip gloss. Let's see what that's like. It's kind of cool. So here is that color. I actually think it's really pretty. It's just very sticky. Not sticky in terms of like a lip gloss sticky, but like literal sticky. I feel like my lips are actually sticking together when I put them together. It kind of feels like, remember when you were back in school, maybe some of you are still in school, but it would be really hot and you would have to sit in those chairs, and then when the bell would ring or it was time to go to your next class, you would get up and your legs would just stick to the seat. That is how I feel like my lips feel with this on. So not a fan of the finish. I feel like it's a little bit sticky, but the color is gorgeous. But I would definitely need to top like a lip balm over this or something, just so my lips don't stick together. Okay guys, so here is my finished look using all of the Shop Miss A products. I have to say that I am pretty damn impressed with a lot of these. Of course, I knew that there were going to be some misses in here, considering that they're all $1 products, but I feel like I found more favorites than I did fails throughout this, which I'm very, very shocked by. If you guys have tried anything out from Shop Miss A that you really love, let me know in a comment down below. That way I can check it out. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a like. If you're new to my channel and you haven't already subscribed, please be sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button. That way you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so, so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.